Welcome to Mediaspace Members Daily. We bring you exclusive interviews from our leadership group and other professional influencers within the media, marketing, gov tech community globally. Today I have with me Andreas Gebhard, founder and CEO of Forward Momentum, a boutique management consulting firm specializing in startups and startup-like projects in enterprises. Forward Momentum works with clients globally, and today Andreas joins us from Berlin. Hi Andreas, how are you?
Very nice to meet you. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. What are the current challenges in digital media from a product and innovation point of view after the first wave of COVID-19?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. I think the challenges in media at the moment are kind of a mix of where to begin, and it's too much from a user perspective, user or reader viewership audience perspective, if you will. I think there is a tendency to try and figure out how to cram too much into everything, and trying to focus, like really in any good project, I believe is key. I think in a way, if you will, it's the innovation or the focus really should be on content strategy in many instances, right? Users don't really want to try out another new app, figure out another new format, and experiment with something. They're exhausted by everything around them already. And so they would really appreciate good content, to the point, no clickbait, and the whole thing delivered fast and elegantly. So I believe that for media specifically, that is actually one of the key aspects of challenges or opportunity. And then the complexity of the topic, I believe, is another big challenge. And the reason why I say that is that I have worked with a number of technologists on what became the Google Apple exposure notification framework, which is the foundation for all of these COVID apps that are rolling out around the globe at this time. And what we found was, of course, in our conversations with media, that very few managed to break down the complexity of the topic in a way that was really resonating with their audiences, and at the same time really conveying the facts in a proper way. And so that is ultimately a challenge at any given time, and a challenge for any topic. It doesn't have to do with just technology or just with COVID. But it was interesting to experience that kind of from the other side.
Did COVID bring any opportunities for media products, developments, and innovation?
It did, actually. Our client base extends far beyond just media, and we're fortunate to bring industries with learnings and to bridge industries with learnings and best practices. And so, for example, one of our clients really builds gym gear, and they have a really fun product that is designed for large halls and outdoor spaces. And so they were able to, pull up a roadmap topic that they had, and they always had in mind that at some point they would kind of size down the big product and bring it out for personal home use. And so they did that because obviously large gatherings and halls could not be serviced at this time. And so they pivoted very quickly at the very beginning of all the lockdowns, and they've been shipping a great home product, admittedly for large homes, but still in a way that they hadn't planned before. So this was an opportunity for them to pull forward a roadmap item that existed already in their minds. And another company that we work with decided to pay down tech debt. Again, this is not a media company, but this also equally applies to media. They relaunched their site, they refactored backend code, they cleaned up internal processes and workflows and backlogs. Totally different choices than the example of the roadmap acceleration. But equally a perfect call by those managers for those circumstances. In media, I have to tell you, I found a really interesting example here in Germany, where I am at the moment. German TV channel ZDF, at the beginning of the lockdown, launched a daily series, 15 episodes, 10 minutes each, and it was entirely produced in remotely. So the main actress was responsible for the setup, the filming, the lighting, her own makeup. The directors, they were conferenced in via video conference. They then shipped off the final media files to other remote teams. And every day in the evening at 8 p.m., they delivered a new episode to the delivery platforms that they played it out on. And so all of these are examples. One is a true media example. All the others are something that I believe equally apply to media, which is find out, if you can right now use all your resources to perhaps pay down tech debt because you cannot actually deliver certain things, or you don't need all your people on some front line. Figure out if you can pull forward a roadmap item that you had planned for a long time, and have new ideas, and break down barriers, and question all your assumptions about how things have always been done, and just allow yourself a little bit of freedom and a little bit of fun along the way too.
What advice do you have to give to companies and startups in the media space?
I think the last thing that I just mentioned is actually one of those. Allow yourself the freedom to think and to envision and to be a little bolder in your thinking, perhaps, than you initially planned, or than you had planned, let's say, half a year ago or a year ago even. I think established companies should really, really take down the opportunity to pay down tech debt, reevaluate their roadmaps. If you're a traditional newspaper, perhaps now is actually the time to phase out the print product, because you're not delivering it anymore. There's not that many touch points. And I think startups, they should be bold. They should be conservative in their own spending and in their own modeling of the company, because it's really hard to figure out how funding will evolve. In some instances, it's really easy to get to funding. In other instances, it will be harder. And because I believe this pandemic will definitely impact us for another half year, 9 months to come, at least. I believe they should be relatively conservative in their own operations, but bold in their ideas, in their approaches, and in their thinking. If you had the option to, just incrementally improve something that already exists, or that you have the option to really try something new, I think the incremental improvement right now is probably not the one to pursue.
Thank you for joining us today, Andreas. It was great to hear from you. Stay tuned for the next episode of Mediaspace Members Daily. In the meantime, connect with us at mediaspace.global.